Yo, what's up guys? It's Hunter, that shit crazy from the Tastemakers. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how I made this dark Travis Scott type beat. He just dropped Utopia today. I haven't even got to listen to it yet, but you know, just as inspiration, I just felt like I wanted to make a Travis Scott type beat. And this might be some like older Travis Scott type stuff because he doesn't really drop that much, but it's a really dark beat. It's bouncy, it's got triplet patterns, you know, he has a lot of features on the tape, so I figured I would give that a little bit of inspiration as well to the features. So yeah guys, let's get into it. I'm gonna play the beat first and let you guys hear what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna break it down. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah guys, as you can see, it's dark, it's bouncy, it's lit, and there's enough room on it for an artist to hop on it. So I didn't want to do too much to it, you know, I just left it kind of simple. So the first thing I did was open up Keyscape Piano. It's from the Keyscape Creative Library. It's called Pillowy Piano Pad. I know, it's a mouthful. But I was playing on my MIDI keyboard, and I was playing this chord right here. And I just kept listening to it, and I was like, this is really nice. And I recorded all of these just as chords, but I tried to space them out like that, and it actually sounded a lot better. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys what it sounds like. So the reason that it sounds so dark is because these notes that are sitting right next to each other, they build a lot of tension. And for that reason, that's why it sounds so dark. And same with the top lines. As you can tell, all of these are in close proximity to each other. And that gives it a dark feeling. It makes it sound like, you know, there's a little bit of tension. So that's why I did that. The next thing I did was actually on the third hook. I added another, it's the same pattern, I just added these top notes up here. And I didn't want that throughout the whole song. I just wanted a little switch up on the last hook before the beat cuts out. So the next thing I did was open up another Omnisphere. It was the Keyscape Creative Library, and it was this like flute art. I'll try and find the name for it real quick. It's called Arpeggiated Flute Impressions, and all I did was copy the root notes from the chords, and then I just built out like another type of, you know, like a chord progression. But this time it's for an ARP, so it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but this is the pattern that I ended up with. So as you can tell, it's just like a texture type of thing. And I put halftime on it, delay, reverb, and EQ. And for the piano, all I did was EQ it. I know I forgot to show it, but all I did was EQ it. There's nothing really special going on. The next thing I did was open up Xenology, and I added this sad strings preset. It's the ensemble strings. And I just copied the root notes again and kind of played a little bit of a pattern here, but yeah, it's really subtle. But again, you can tell there's these tension notes right here, and that's what really drives it and makes it dark. So yeah, pretty simple. but it's just like a background texture type of thing. The next thing I did was open up Expand 2. I added this bright pad. It's the 11 stars. And yeah, pretty much just I just played like notes that were in the scale on my MIDI keyboard, and then I quantized them, obviously. But yeah, this is what I came up with. And yeah, also, you know, pretty simple. I added a EQ and I cut out some of the lows. I added this effect rack. It's under the chorus section, and then it's the CE1 double boy. And it doesn't really do too much, but it just adds a little bit of a chorus effect. And then I added this delay and a Valhalla vintage verb. And on those strings, I keep forgetting to show it, but it's just the EQ, it's nothing special going on. And then after that, I added another Xenology. I added this alpha split. It's under the synth leads. It's like a really cool like vintage analog lead sound. And I know in a lot of Travis Scott beats, he likes to use those. You know, it gives it like an analog, you know, 80s feel or 90s feel, which is cool. But I played this on my MIDI keyboard, and it was just a cool little pattern. I don't know, like I just, like, as you guys can tell, you know, it's still incorporating those dark tension notes. Again, that's really what I was going for. It's just a bunch of tension. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys hear that. And yeah, guys, I mean, it's, you know, nothing really crazy going on still. It's just creating a vibe with what you have. So with that, I added an EQ, then I added another EQ, cutting out some of the highs, and then a delay. I changed the time to 8, and then a S1 imager, just to widen it out a little bit. And then the next thing I did was add this Omnisphere bass. It's my own custom preset, so if you want it, DM me. But yeah, yeah, this is all I did. And I mean, as you can tell, it looks a little complex, but it's really not. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. Pretty basic, but what I did to that is I added a fast distortion. I have this shaper box because I was gonna use some like ducking on it, like almost like a sidechain effect, but I ended up not liking it and I turned it off. I added an EQ just to cut out some of the highs because the distortion adds a lot of high end. I added a chorus to it and an S1 imager to widen it out. And then I added another right here. When the second verse comes back on, I added another instance of the same preset, just a different pattern. So this is what that pattern sounds like. And keep in mind, it's cut a little bit, so when the beat, it doesn't drop instantly. Like you'll hear it, but yeah, this is what that pattern sounds like. So yeah, pretty simple still. I added these little cuts in it to make it sound like wobbly. I'm pretty sure I've heard that in a couple of Travis Scott songs before, but if not, it sounds cool either way. So yeah, that's what all of the instruments sound like together, and I'll show you what that sounds like with all of them playing. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty dark, pretty bouncy, you know, Travis Scott-esque. But yeah, so now let's get on with the drums. First thing I did was add this hi-hat pattern. I usually start out with a hi-hat or like a clap or something just to kind of get the bounce going. So that's the first thing I did. I started with this hi-hat pattern, and it's really simple, but it's doing what you want it to do, and it's just to be bouncy and just add some rhythm. So as you can tell, there's a lot of delay on it, and I probably need to turn it down a little bit. But yeah, it just, you know, it sounds cool, and I feel like with everything playing together, it just makes sense for it to be simple. You want the artist to have enough room to put their own voice on it, put some rhythm from their voice as well. You know, an artist's vocals is another rhythmic instrument as well, so you gotta think about that. And then I added a clap, simple. And then I added this snare. Pretty simple stuff. I'm just EQing all of this stuff out. And then the last thing I did was add this hi-hat, or this open hat. And I added two different versions of it, so simple. And then on the second part of the hook, I added another, like a hi-hat in between the other ones, so it's playing double now. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. You see what I'm saying. And then the very last thing I did was come in with the 808. I had all, the bounce going, all the melodies going and everything. I was like, okay, I gotta do the 808 now. So this is what the 808 sounds like. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to see anything else, let me know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, do all that shit. Peace.